Welcome to Empowered Homefront. We talk about health, wealth, and relationships. And let's not forget about the most important one, my friend, and that is faith. And today, Kaylee's going to share a story with us, something about faith on fire. Maybe fire has faith or fire faith. Well, anyway, what is this thing that you're so excited about sharing?
Have you ever heard of the story of Job?
Job.
Job.
Yes.
Okay, well, the story of Job is basically like most of all's in our life.
Really?
Is like most people's lives. He went from having everything to nothing to back to everything and more.
Okay.
Well, the crazy part of Job's story is definitely not that he had everything in the beginning and then he lost everything, but it's his faith in God that God always had his back. So what happened in Job's story was the devil told God, let me test your servant Job. I bet if I take away everything he has, he will curse you and die. Well, that's what God said, go ahead. I don't believe you. So the devil comes, he takes away all 10 of his children, all his sheep, all his wealth, all his crops, and gives him leprosy, which is like this very bad skin condition, very painful. So Job has nothing now. And his wife says, why don't you just curse God and die? Well, Job says in Job 2, verse 10, he says this, you are talking like a foolish woman. Shall we not accept good from God and not trouble? What do you think?
Shall we not accept good from God and not trouble? I don't get it.
So what he's saying is he's just lost everything at this point. And what he's saying is it if God gave us everything and then he takes us all away, do you not think that that's okay for God to do?
So you're saying that he's like, hey, it's okay if God's giving you good stuff, but when he gives you bad stuff, now all of a sudden you don't want to be around him anymore?
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of my friends. Put them to work, and all of a sudden, nowhere around.
Well, I'm still here.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Well, that's what happens to Job. He gets everything taken away. Well, fast forward a little bit. God has descended from the heavens and talked to Job face to face. And Job tells him, why didn't you just take me from birth? I don't understand your plan. I don't understand any of this. And he's not doubting. He's just being honest with God. Like, if you gave me all this bad stuff, why didn't you just take me away at birth? You've taken away everything. And God likes his honesty, so he gives him back double as everything he has before. Plus, he actually lets him live another 4 generations.
So you said that he took away 10 kids, so now he has 20 kids?
No, he gives him back 10 more kids.
He allows them to have 10 more kids.
He allows them to have 10 more kids.
And he had a wife before, so now he gets 2 wives?
No, he has one wife
still.
He
only gets one wife still? Okay.
He still gets one wife.
Dodged a bullet on that one.
Well.
Did his original wife ever die?
No.
Just his kids?
Just his kids.
And then his wife had 10 more kids?
Yep.
So she had 20 kids?
Yeah.
It's like
That's a lot of bumps.
That's an assembly line. 4 generations, though. So what's considered a generation? Is that like 20 years? Or is that 10 years? Or
he lived another 140 years.
Another 140 years.
Well, back to the point. Job never did put on a performance either.
He never put on a performance?
What I mean by that, he never cursed God and did what all his friends said. Like,
he never blamed God.
He never blamed God. He was just like, God, I don't understand. And that's okay. It's okay to ask God questions because God knows that's the only way you're going to learn.
It almost sounds like parents, right? Like parents give children chores or jobs or hard things to do, responsibilities. And then when the children makes mistakes, who gets blamed for it?
The parents, but
sometimes
sometimes
the parents blame the children still.
Yeah,
it's almost like opposite.
Yeah,
like the children's cleaning out and taking out the trash, And then all of a sudden they forget to take out the trash, and parents come down and rain down on them like blah blah blah.
Yeah, you only do that the third time. The third time.
Just do your job.
Yeah. You're like, aye.
Yeah. No, I think reflection, right? Like, so with Job's story, I think it's definitely one of the most important stories in the Bible. But at the same time, how many of us can actually reflect whenever something bad is happening to us and just accept it for what it is? Just accept it as part of life, right? Like, I mean, what's one of the things that we do whenever we have prayer, right? Y'all hear me say it all the time, and I know y'all picked it up too, but like, what's like the number one thing that I always say?
Thank you for the challenges.
Yeah, thank him for allowing us to overcome our challenges.
Overcome, yes.
And the reason I do that is I'm always thinking about like, what would life be like if it was just easy?
Yeah.
You know, if we just woke up every day and we had nothing to do, or whatever we did was just the same every day, like what's the point of life?
Yeah.
But whenever challenges are introduced, now all of a sudden it gets interesting.
Yeah.
Right? And it gets hard. However, sometimes those challenges gets too hard, and we're just like, God, come and please save me. Like, come down on your white horse and pick me up and just save me. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of what you feel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, so the whole reason I wanted to do this podcast is because I came along the verse, Isaiah 43, verse 2. It says this: when you walk through fire, you will not be burned, for I am with you. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I've been burned.
So when he's talking about burning, you're not actually going to be burned. It might feel like that, but you're just feeling the heat. God's covering you. You're just feeling the heat.
What is it? What does the verse say again?
When you walk through fire, you will not be burned, for I am with you.
When you walk through fire, you will not be burned, because I am with you. Okay.
So what it's saying is not that if you walk through fire, you're going to be burned. No. If you walk through fire, you're going to feel the heat, but you're not going to be burned, because I am covering you in a magical cloth. Right?
I think the key there is how many people are actually willing to walk through fire in the first place.
Okay. When something terrible happens to you, you're not going to have overwhelming, how do I say this? It's going to be big because you felt the heat of it, but it's not like you're not going to be there forever. You're going to come out of the fire because God's with you. It's not like you be burned up. It's not like you die from fire.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the bigger question, if we know that, now the next question is, how many of us are actually willing to walk through fire in the first place?
I mean,
so if we know God's here, right? We know God's going to protect us. Are you actually willing to walk through and accept the challenges? Are you willing to do the hard stuff? Are you willing to actually accept the challenges? Are you willing to actually do the hard things? Right? But so many of us, like, one thing that's always irritated me is like when people pray and they ask for things. It's just like, what gives you the right to ask for things in the first place whenever you haven't done anything to actually earn it? Right?
Yeah.
Like, everything is earned. And I mean, you see what we're building, right? Like, we're building the Deal Boss Project now, and oh my gosh, like, it is so much work, but it's a vision to actually help people. But at the same time, in order to make that vision become a reality, like, I myself have to go through fire, right? Like, I got to do stuff that's super hard that I don't know how to do.
And that's why God comes in and gives you the strength and willpower to go through it.
Does he, though? Does he give me the strength and willpower? Or do I have to consciously make the choice every day to continuously do it? And he just prevents me from getting burned while I feel the heat.
I like that better.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it. Like, which one is it? It's like the mountain, right? Like, walking through the valley of the shadow of death. Like, what does that actually mean? Like, that means there's a valley. Well, what's a valley? Well, it means that it's a low area with two mountains on both sides. So why are you in the valley in the first place? Because you're trying to get to the bigger mountain. So if you stay over here on the little mountain,
You're not gonna go anywhere. You're just gonna be
Well, no,
stuck.
you're going to stay on this little mountain.
You're gonna be
But
stuck.
in order to get to the bigger mountain, what do you got to do?
You have to climb. You got to go through the hard times.
You don't have to climb. It's in a valley. You have to go through the valley.
You have to go through the valley.
Yeah. So while you're going through the valley, that's the hard times. But you have to make that choice.
Yeah. Because you're going to get done with that valley. Then you're going to have to go up another bigger mountain and go all the way until, well, on and on until the end of your life. Because life is constantly a challenge. And if it's not, would it really be worth it?
I hope you enjoyed that podcast. If you love Empower and Homefront, then you'll love Tuttle Twins even better. Tuttle Twins is a series where two kids go on adventures with their grandma Gabby to learn about freedom, how to solve problems, and how to be entrepreneurs. If you want your kids to learn more of that, then go to empoweredhomefront.com/Tuttle Twins. Well, thanks for watching. Bye!